for Secret here with the Invoker is if they could pull off the laning stage with Quaswex, I think Tornado is just an incredible spell against everything OG has. For Secret, the name of the game is going to be getting BKB on RAZER. I think you're going to need to have BKBs to navigate fights against OG's lineup. There's just too much garbage. There's a Mars Arena, there's Willow, Brambles, there's Terrorize. You're going to get slowed by the Phoenix, you're going to get slowed by the Quap, you know, tons of magic damage. So that is the item for Secret. And I think they can get there because their laning stage, as we saw yesterday against Aster, was good. And I think this time around they have some pretty damn strong laning heroes. So, especially if the Invoker goes Exort, that's one upside to that, is that that will help the two side lanes a lot.
It looks like OG expects the RAZER to be carry as well, just because of the lane setup, banning out Resolution's heroes.
Yeah.
So Morphling against RAZER.
Morph looks like a really good hero for OG against the RAZER. Secret also only have like one hex basically.
They do have a lot of burst though, right? If we are assuming the Invoker goes Exort, I think that's one of the heroes that Morphling can struggle a bit against, because if you do get caught in that hex, Invoker globally will deal insane amounts of damage for you to kill off Morphling. I'm looking a little bit more for OG. I'm looking more towards something like perhaps, I don't know if you can pull off a Jugger specifically because of the RAZER.
And Tusk is also quite annoying for the Jugger.
Yeah.
I mean,
You might have to get a ranged carry.
I feel like OG needs
yeah, Dusa is also actually a...
Dusa? Yeah, they kind of need like a frontline hero, right? For them to execute their draft.
True.
Someone to hit the tower, hold the Aegis, you know. That's why I think it's going to agree with Sin on the Juggernaut. I think they do need that kind of hero. It's also hard for Invoker to land his spells on the Juggernaut, right?
But then again, I feel like the Jugger is going to struggle against the Snowball and the RAZER. He's still going to be somewhat countered when he's spinning around in the team fights. And I mean, the laning phase against, I mean, I'm not sure though. If it's a Jug, I mean, I might consider putting the RAZER to lane against the Jug and to try to, you know, slow his game down.
Yuragi hasn't played it that much, but CK also still available in the pool.
Yeah, that's the thing is I feel like the laning phase is extremely important because OG has this kind of like heavy team fight lineup. If you don't do well in the lanes, you're going to have a hard time, you know, pulling your combos together.
A lot of the heroes we're mentioning, though, are pretty bad against Invoker, right? I think Chaos Knight, it's one of his worst matchups as Invoker. I think Medusa, her arguably single worst core matchup almost is actually Invoker.
I like Sven for OG.
EMP, Deafening Blast. She's a very immobile carrier that has to like waddle in and start attacking. Invoker can just control her for like 10 seconds.
Anti-mage.
I like Sven.
Anti-mage actually looks good this game. I do
think so. Without last pick, don't Secret just pick Lara and the game's like super hard.
Yeah, maybe the lanes are too concerning, but against what they see right now, I think AM is actually good, but yeah, maybe it's too worrisome when you don't have the overall last pick of the
I like Sven for OG. I think having another hero that just goes in, and the Sven can like, we saw, I think Pakas yesterday, he just recovered. The lane was like not the best, but he just came out top net worth for like 15 minutes. And speaking of OG's draft, like it's so hard to invade their jungle, like how do you go in? I don't think RAZER without BKB or Invoker can like walk into your jungle, so I expect like a Sven Alchemist, Bristleback kind of hero coming out from OG.
Alright,
there you go. That's the Alch.
I guess another option here was TA, but you probably don't want to do that against RAZER.
Yeah.
I think that matchup might be too bad, because that's a hero that they've picked quite a bit for Yuragi. So what do you do as Secret here? Do you think you play the RAZER into this, or do you pick, like, you mentioned Slaughter as a potential issue if you were playing
Beastmaster with their lineup?
I think Beast against the Phoenix Elk lane is like free farm for Elk, and you can't, like I said, they can't invade their jungle with their heroes.
Yeah.
There's no hero they
Yeah, but Beast, okay, interesting. Okay. So DB is going to allow them to play even like faster, and the lane I think is going to be same with Beastmaster, very easy.
Which one's which are you saying? Because Crystallis and Resolution have a history of both playing Dawn and RAZER this tournament.
Since Rezo Dawn.
Rezo Dawn? Yeah. Okay, offlane Dawn. Setting the carry RAZER up against that Mars. All right, Adam, which team are you taking for this Game 1 lower bracket final?
I think the Dawn pick means Secret wants to invade with their heroes, so Dawn's like supposed to push lanes, connect to them. But I think OG's team fight is superior, and if Secret goes in and they lose one team fight, the game's going to become really hard for them.
Winter?
So, OG.
Yeah, for me, the thing to watch out is the laning phase. Like Adam mentioned, the jungle invasion. If Secret is able to run them down at least have some sort of advantage on the lane, it's going to be easy for them to invade the jungle. But if that doesn't happen, it's going to be very easy for OG to defend the jungle, and Elk is just going to get fed and win the game.
All right, well, let's see if Secret can bully their way into that OG jungle, or if OG are just going to run away with it with an Alchemist. It's game number 1 of lower bracket finals with Cap and SVG.
That's right, the best in the West are going to match up against each other for a chance to go to the grand finals against Aster. On one side, we have the new kings of Europe, OG, versus the old dog tyrant himself, Puppey, leading Team Secret. Who's your money on?
One side has the ball with the Phoenix Light, the other has the breaker of the Dawn. I think Secret's going to put up a pretty decent fight this time. Could we end up in a scenario where OG just scales to the late game with their Ags, Mars, with the Queen of Pain going ham? It's definitely possible. At the same time, like the panel was talking about, the early jungle invasion from Secret might be the key to victory here, abusing Dawnbreaker's early momentum. Tusk and Rasta could end up in a situation where Secret's trying to force early objectives with the Snakes. Is OG ready for the pace?
Yeah, it is a good question. I mean, we've already seen how these Alchemist lineups have put so much pressure. So much pressure on the teams in these lower bracket elimination matches. And, well, Secret, they're going to have to pick up the pace. They're going to need to shut down this Alchemist, and we'll see whether or not, as you said, the Shadow Shaman pressure is going to be able to limit the map and keep that OG Alchemist from getting out of control.
I mean, I'm surprised to see the Shadow Shaman in a game like this so deep in the tournament. Usually this hero is a very difficult hero to execute, especially if you haven't just been jamming it every series. To me, this game is kind of on Zayat. Does he get out of control? Can he scale into those late game fights? Can he get the Snakes going for the Roshan? This hero, if he falls behind off the lane or he gets a couple deaths in these fights, becomes a big liability. You're talking about the Shaman pressure. Well, sometimes he exerts it on his own team just through the sheer number of deaths you end up with. So I'm really looking to him to have a good game, and that's kind of this Dawnbreaker pick. They want to make sure that this Shaman has a good lane, a good early game. That's Resolution's job.
Fight for the bounties, but Secret a bit skittish there. They already had 2 secured, so no reason to dive in too deep. OG does secure the 2-2. Our mid matchup, first we're going to be seeing BZM versus Nisha. I mean, 2 of the best mid laners you can watch right now. Invoker versus Queen of Pain. We're already starting off with a Wex build. Do you think he's actually going to go like a Wexort, so we're actually going to go back for that damage build, or do you think he's going to go for that faster paced Quas Wex?
No, I think you go Quas Wex here. You have a lot of scale between Razor and Dawn. You need to be able to control the early tempo and help the jungle invasion versus Alk. Ideally, you also want a Vessel in this game. Secret can set a pretty fast pace, and Nisha already has it queued up, so he's going to be playing a utility role, which I think is decent for his supports. You're looking at Shaman Tusk supports. You need cores that can go in and set stuff up for them, at least in the mid game.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of great combinations. I mean, Quas Wex Invoker is really good at protecting the Phoenix Egg. It's a great setup for Dark Willow. This is one of those older school combinations that just is a 1-2 punch that knocks out anybody.
I'm going to see how fast of a start Secret get on the lanes here. To me, Razor, Dawnbreaker, Secret really wants to crush these side lanes, especially in the first few minutes here. Set up the regen trades favorably, get some momentum going. They also probably tried to get support matchups here as well. It pushed Puppey to this Tuskar. It's one of the downsides of the support duo. You kind of end up with this Tusk 5, which can be strong. He has the Razor to help him. At the same time, OG matching this Phoenix versus that hero, getting the attack speed debuff that they want.
Yeah, I feel like they got kind of the answers, right? Like Mars is probably one of the better melee heroes to deal with Razor. He links you, you spear him back. The Phoenix gets the attack speed slow on both Razor and Tusk. It feels like OG got a pretty decent answer to what should be like usually a very dangerous lane.
Yeah, I think OG's silings are pretty strong here, and that's a good sign for them. It's going to limit some of the early pressure that I feel like Secret wanted to get off the bat. Like you said, Equilibrium bottom is just so deep for Amar. He's pretty much free farming. Gonna have to find something with this level 3 Razor timing, and Puppey is giving almost full XP to him, making sure they can hit that as fast as possible.
Puppey does manage to get off the easy camp pull, so that'll help pull that creep wave back and maybe put the Razor in a better position to pressure Amar's Mars. Top lane seems to be going very well for Resolution. 13-1. Yuragi's right there next to him, but it seems like both cards are kind of free farming. Giants does manage to get a hard camp pull here. OG's going to try and interrupt it. Yuragi loses sight. Unstable concoction. Oh, barely gets it off in time. Just a small glimmer of resolution. They're still going to turn around and do some serious damage to this Alchemist.
There's no mana for Hammer.
Yeah. Oh, pops the mango now, but I think they could have had the kill if he went for it earlier.
100%. Just miscommunication there for Secret on this dual lane top. Missing out on a huge kill. That's exactly what they want to do. Draw the Alk deep into the jungle there to have to contest the pull. That's when the kill threat opens up.
Ooh, the spear was already used, and they've already kept the static link on him, but the attack speed slow does go to work. Without that, looks like Amar was probably going to fall.
Secret striking back here in the laning phase, and Nisha's been doing pretty good mid. Even CS versus Queen of Pain, where traditionally she can dominate the early levels, and I say that BZM, he's just going 0-2-2, just playing the lane to farm. This is a matchup where Invoker can burn the Co-op's mana, make it very annoying for her, and abuse the Quas regen to keep in the lane versus Dagger, so I don't blame BZM going this build.
Yeah, I feel like the last time, I think we saw a matchup earlier where we saw a maxed out Shadow Strike against Invoker and the Quaswex. I mean, the regen was just too much. Can they get the chain stun off here? Yuragi, he's not going to be able to get out the Unstable Concoction,
Suicide,
but he kills himself. Disaster for Secret. They well set up, making sure that Yuragi couldn't get off the Unstable Concoction, but it plays against them in the end.
And that's first blood to Taiga as a result. That first kill botch really hurting them up here. Now they're going to feel it. A huge amount of gold injection for this Dark Willow, not to mention some extra levels. Not what Secret wanted out of this duel lane. Again, last pick Dawnbreaker. This was designed to destroy this lane, give Shaman a good start. They're still free farming, but
That's
not
so
exactly what they wanted.
And he played it so well, but they get punished for it, you know?
Sometimes the universe does not reward you.
Yeah, it conspires against you sometimes.
That's just good karma for later, you know?
Could be. Nice Unstable Concoction timing there, reading Resolution, hitting a mid-Starbreaker like that. And Rezo now throwing out the hammer. That's a lot of mana expended for very little damage done.
And part of that kill attempt was, like you said, they went the early Hex on Shaman too, so he doesn't have Ether Shock. One of the higher damage early nukes, especially if you're going to play this lane as a kill lane, which is, I think, what they were had in mind going into it. So it's going to set them back a little bit here. Now all of a sudden, OG just pouring on the harass, being the aggressors in this lane.
Healing Salve. Resolution had plenty of mana too, so we'll see what happens. They come back, Cold Snap into the EMP, nice burnout. Nisha putting himself in a really nice position to win this lane now.
Yeah, he is the highest net worth on the map. For Quaswex and Invoker this early is incredibly nice. Now he's just looking for the earn charges. Potential to TP into these other lanes and turn kills around. The upside of this matchup is you keep Quap's mana low. BZM's going to have to blink to base here. His reactionary ability is going to be out of the question for a while, which also helps Secret potentially play more aggressive on these side lanes. They're not worried about this Quap coming in and turning something around.
Got the Hex.
Exactly like
Chain
this.
stun into the Starbreaker. He does get out the Shadow Realm, so they're going to miss a little bit damage here, but he's very low when he comes back out. Not low enough, though. Zayat's unable to go for the kill. BZM actually opts to TP back to the mid lane, I guess, without level 6. Be a little silly to try and go for a side lane gank.
There's just no pressure either. These Secret cores are super tanky and super high HP. Not a lot of chip coming out. In fact, it's the other way. Already we see Zayat's scouting the jungle, looking for the bounty. No aggressive vision out yet, but you have to believe that Secret's thinking about where this Alka's going to go after the lane, because he cannot stay up here for too much longer.
Yeah.
Dawnbreaker's out leveling him. This hero's incredibly strong with the 5 to 7 timing.
And it's not like bottom lane's winning well enough that OG can make that swap over to the Alchemist into the enemy safe lane. So they're definitely going to need to have some sort of jungle areas available for him. Chrysalis, Spear. We'll get a little more damage off of the Fire Spirits, but he doesn't have any regen coming in. He just now buys it, so this is going to be a little bit of time where Amara is going to free farm.
All right, here's the first mid rotation. BZM looking bottom. Sticking around the area, Arcane Rune popped, so he really wants to use the Sonic Wave, get the maximum value here. Crystallis just walking to base. Reads the move, doesn't want to risk it. Nisha pushing in mid, trying to bring this Quap back. And it looks like Yuragi is, he's going to think about some jungling now.
Runs his way back, picks up that healing salve, and heads back to the lane. He had that really nice defensive ward that spotted some of those rotations, so feel content now that BZM showing himself mid.
Yeah, Secret was well aware of what this Quap potentially wanted to do.
Nice hit, Cold Snap into the Tornado, off the EMP burn. Again, as you said, oh, snowball forward. They're going to be able to stay on top of Amar. Now there is still the Fire Spirits, and they lose sight of Amar. Once again, his Phoenix making such a huge difference. And some of the buffs may be playing a factor. It seems like the Fire Spirits are just always up, always ready to go.
Zayat's doing some economic damage, blocking some camps, lurking in the background.
Oh, Yuragi. One-on-one against Resolution, but the Dawnbreaker being the level 6, he just now got the Chemical Rage, and that may actually bail him out here. Resolution's gonna keep chasing, but it looks like Yuragi is long gone. Zions, meanwhile, trying to juke it out. BZM's gonna catch him eventually here. He did what he could, he blocked some camps, he drew some attention, but ultimately he will die to the mid laner of OG. A second kill.
I can't help but feel like Secret's missing a little of these opening windows. I think Yuragi getting out of this lane with only that early death, which was again a deny, amazing for him. He is super farmed without even having to go to the jungle.
And look at Chrysalis's farm. I mean, he is bottom,
yeah,
way bottom of all the cores.
I mean, he had to walk to base once. He had to come back. He's not been CSing too well versus the Phoenix Harass. Large carry differential already created for OG, and once again, Nisha hasn't been able to find momentum. Ideally, with this Quaswex Invoker, you want to fight around him, draw OG into the EMP, into the tornado early where those spells destroy supports. Instead, it's kind of been all focused on the side lanes, and now Secret smoking Invoker, trying to get these earn charges online.
This is a must-win scenario for Team Secret. They need to be able to get one of these earn charges. They didn't really want Taiga, but they may have to just accept this kill.
Defensive ob.
See if he can hit the right kind of tornado. No, they're going to give up on the kill.
And they might even get this D-ward later that Zayat's just placed. The vision for OG. Immaculate in this early game.
Froggy stuns himself. He actually drops the Seeds of Serenity to heal him up a little bit more. They do manage to catch Taiga in the back. Tornado EMP burns him out. See if they are able to go for a tower dive here. We can see OG, they actually don't have too many TPs available, but it doesn't seem to matter.
I almost wonder if they need Tusk in these moves instead of the Shaman. Like, traditionally, the Shaman can play greedier and take mid. Instead, Puppey is.
They're going to go for now. The Dawnbreaker, the Shackle combination. This is going to be a lot of damage, but Yuragi, well, he eventually goes down. Finally, they get the earn charges. It took a while, but Secret managed to get the game.
Nisha coming online here. He went Treads looking to Witchblade, so he will build into the right-click damage. Help him scale a lot in this game.
Do you like that over rushing the Spirit Vessel? Because, I mean, it is so effective against an Alchemist like Phoenix lineup.
I think the damage is still comparable. Maybe he feels like they have enough right-click. I mean, Vessel is a very risky item in this meta. If you don't hit it at the right time and you don't have the charges on top and then you don't get the fights, it's a lot of stuff that has to go your way. So on paper, it sounds great. In actuality, with this start that Yuragi has, you're probably not going to get it at some crazy good timing. Like, let's say this Alk got destroyed in lane. He's forced to jungle early. He's in the lowest net worth position, then suddenly I think this Vessel becomes more interesting. But I can't blame Nisha for just playing for the bigger scale, the bigger right click, because again, you're playing versus OG. It's going to be a long game likely. They have massive team fight. They have 3 cores that can all scale with physical damage. Amar with his triple bracer build likely will pick up Ag Satanic at some point.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind that this is not your normal Mars. This is an Amar Mars. This is a guy who's gonna play to carry. Where everybody else goes to blink daggers, refreshers. Amar turns back. Nice snowball pickup. A beauty from Puppey. Will that be enough to save Chrysalis? They still have to terrorize into the brambles, though. A nasty, sticky situation for Team Secret. Puppey on the run, but he'll get run down by BZM with the Arcane Rune.
Another beautiful Arcane Rune put to use here. The Blink build doing severe damage, just getting multiple screams off, and of course pushing them through the brambles. The exact type of connection OG wants with this early arena. The trade-off is Secret will force OG out of their jungle, Yuragi into the triangle. But that's not the worst. This Alk is happy to pretty much farm anywhere as long as he's not getting Dawn ulted.
Look at the range of that. It's actually because he hit the wall and bounced forward that Puppey was able to pick him up in the snowball. It's a nice move, but ultimately doesn't change the fact that they brought so much firepower to this fight that a good save doesn't make the difference.
And this OG firepower is going to be a problem until Secret has BKBs. Like, these supports are insanely high damage, especially with Arena to lock heroes in place. You have Co-op ult coming in on top. Secret's best timing in this game is going to be the BKBs on their cores, at least tanking up a little bit. That's when they can really take
shard block in. They have the Dawnbreaker ults coming out as well. They're going to drop the egg here on the side. Now, it is going to live. We'll see if he's able to scooch on out of here, though, Chu. See if he dives in the right direction. The rest of Secret are trying to corral him in. Puppey is farther up. If he goes up the river, he may still be caught. He's going to go for it up the river, but there's Resolution with the hammer ready to go. They do catch 2. So a second kill off of that rotation from Team Secret.
And just nowhere to dive. Decent kills for Secret. I think anytime they can get this Tusk in these types of skirmishes or ganks early, it's going to be good for them because the lockdown is pretty nice for OG's heroes outside of this Quap Blink. Can set a lot up for this Invoker. It's just pummeling mid here.
Yeah. Apparently, you know, they're in the position bottom lane. Might as well sweep into mid, put some pressure there. They know the Alchemist is farming, so they got to get something in return for it. Another Tornado EMP that is really on point. BZM burned down a fair amount of his mana.
You know, the other benefit of this Invoker build is he goes Treads, he goes his Blitz Knuckles into the Witchblade. Gives him a lot of extra attack speed that might just randomly kill this egg at some point when you don't expect it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Because they don't have the best egg hitter, right? Who's it going to be this game?
Yeah, it's not great.
Razor late game when he gets some attack speed through Hyperstone builds, sure, but in these early skirmishes, it kind of comes down to Nisha pummeling in the extra right click, so that's the other benefit of this build here. It's kind of cool to see. And now Witchblade up, Urn Charge is online. He is the strongest hero on the map.
Look at this, OG. They've already scanned this move out. So they try and go into the jungle. Once again, maybe they collect some of these camps that Yoragi was trying to farm, but the Alchemist himself will continue to live, and he's going to have a very fast Radiance.
Puppy
Taiga
wants to
spotted,
dive.
Shard. Get the vision. Taiga has the Shadow Realm. He'll just try and delay his own death as long as possible. Thinking about the Terrorize, but honestly, is it worth it?
Nah.
He's surrounded. There's no way out, so keep that cooldown for now. Oh, BZM taking a lot of damage from Chrysalis. Can't quite get the kill, though. Arena, Spear does land, but Dawnbreaker Ultimate's going to be able to counter that, stunning the aggression. He's going to be able to get off a really good egg onto Chu. He'll die, but at least maybe he can save Amar. No, he's caught inside the shackle. Syas came in from behind. They're going to collect both of those kills. A 3-man pickup for Team Secret on both sides of the map.
Beautiful use of Solar Guardian. I was about to say Secret can abuse the map pressure with this global core that can come in, give him the extra damage and sway these skirmishes. This is a downside for OG. They really want to get the 5-on-5s, especially with Alex Radiance, BKB type timings. You get caught out in the numbers, suddenly Secret can bring in this Dawnbreaker and destroy you in these 3-on-4, 3-on-5 scenarios. Abusing the tank ability of this Razor too. I mean, man, he almost solo killed Quap and then still just tanked up all these spells. Not even close to dying with the extra heal.
Yeah, Strength Treads, Ogre Club. I mean, it was a nice egg, but again, it was kind of like that situation earlier for Secret. Too many heroes.
Yeah, and speaking of heroes, Zayats.
Oh, good kill.
the
They can
snakes.
get it. Looks like the Phoenix is going to be chain stunned down. The Tornado, a little awkward there, and unable to land the Starbreaker, but the EMP burns out Taiga before the Terrorize can go through.
Another numbers engagement for Secret here. Accelerating the map pressure, still defending their towers. This is where you have to be careful not to lose too many fights, because the next Shaman wards could mean Roshan here off the back of 1 or 2 kills.
Nice read there from Puppy. Catching the ward on the high ground. Rezo needs a way back down.
At this point, Secret wants to convert on this top tier 1. It'll open up the entire OG jungle permanently with the vision they can control. If they can defend bottom, I think they would have been very happy to do so, but with Donald on cooldown, Amar will probably just gobble this extra net worth up.
Yeah. No surprise, he is going to be rushing the early BKB. No Blink Dagger from him.
All right, this is a huge smoke from OG. This is Alp trying to get involved here.
Yeah, they're going to run straight into Zayats. A quick, fast kill for him. So he just picks up that kill, goes right back to farming. Team Secret, I think they still want to be involved. They still want to get some fights going.
Ideally, if you can fight on this Alk right now, Secret's very happy to do so. He will die incredibly fast. He went this Blink build, so he's very squishy if the Secret cores get on top of him, especially with this max tag team that Puppy went. This is a core burst-oriented build. Helps the, I mean, even benefits from the Nisha attack speed build that he's gone.
Dive over through the side. Tornado and Shards are both going to miss. Bit off the mark. The Blink forward does hit the Unstable Concoction onto Chrysalis. Yuragi and BZM just poking at Team Secret. Not sure if they could fully commit or not. They do have a big team fight spell. The Terrorize and Egg are both ready to go, so it all just comes down to kind of like the initiation, whether or not these big spells succeed.
I think Secret wants to close in on these BKBs, and that's when they can force the Roshan. I'm curious if they feel like they can force it before that for so much magic AoE from OG. It's a risky play.
Yeah,
Zayats is like sitting in the pit thinking that he wants to do it. I mean, they have Tusk and Rasta. Yeah, he's going to start it up.
Doing it all by himself.
The upside to all of these Secret moves is, again, they can have Resolution just farming the lane here, keeping up the pace. They're not losing too much on the map, and he can always join the fight. That said, the snakes are dead.
Yeah. That move used to be more effective. Doesn't work the same way anymore.
Yeah.
Now Roshan one-shots the boards.
I mean, to be honest, I think they can Roche there. I don't think OG was even close to contesting.
No, it seemed like they were going to give it up even if they knew.
All right, weird play from Secret. Snake's on cooldown. Think about it again in 90 seconds, I guess.
I guess so. Give him some time to maybe farm up that Blink Dagger, though not if he gets conned by BZN. They are right next to each other in this jungle area.
He has the Hex
He's
and the
going to
Shackle with
actually
Donald.
get the initiation first. He doesn't have the Serpent Warrants. The Dawnbreaker ultimate is going to come in, but the Blink Dagger from Yuragi saving BZM's life. They do throw out the arena. That's going to catch Puppey inside. They're going to pull Puppey into an awkward place here. May still be saved, though. Yuragi, he can blink forward. BZM can do the same. And OG, they've got enough heroes to ensure kill on the captain of Team Secret. Meanwhile, Team Secret just kind of chill. They're farming 3 different lanes right now, so.
Race to the BKBs here.
Yeah.
And OG kind of know it. They know they're incredibly strong in the 5-on-5 before Secret has these items. Even without their out BKB, it just doesn't matter. Amar has his 2,000 HP, triple bracer. Forcing the issue here.
Low-level hammer will not stall out OG at all. You're just going to focus down this mid tower. Secret now here, going to show up, start putting some damage onto Yuragi. There's the egg out. Chrysalis doesn't want to be able to commit to this. He stole a lot of damage from that Alchemist, but fighting into the egg is just far too dangerous.
That's going to be his BKB down. Another kind of awkward engagement by Secret here that OG is happy to take and then just go back to farming. Grievous greed's your friend.
Yeah, maybe it could have been a lot different. Maybe the Serpent Wards was up, or maybe they get there before the tower goes down. But it seems like Team Secret just slightly off in this timing and execution.
I mean, I also think their best spell to connect on these engagements is the Ice Shards. Like, this is the one spell that can lock someone in.
Yeah.
Force them into an awkward position where Razor and Invoker just pummel out the damage. That said, it's not that easy as a 5 Tusk to just run in and get the perfect shard. And that's why Puppey is just rushing Blink. So the double Blinks for these Secret supports, it's going to be a very important window that they're going to have to hit a big fight into the Roshan off. They're both about 300 off this timing. It's a scary game to be blinking into Phoenix and Willow.
Yeah.
Co-op bars, like there's so much counter initiation from OG. At the same time, it is necessary. Who else is starting these engagements? I don't think any of the Secret cores just want to run in. When we saw Crystals do it, what does it do? Almost nothing, right? So
it's just immediately an egg in the back line. If there needed to be, they could have thrown out the arena, which would have blocked some shots from the Razor. I mean, it's always tough playing these ranged cores against the Mars arena walls.
I think OG has a window here, and they're going to smoke up. Still knowing that Secret is away from the 2 BKBs on Invoker and Dawnbreaker. They have a very nice opportunity to just take the fight with the Dark Willow Phoenix spells that will destroy any 5-on-5 engagement.
Looks like they could be getting a kill on Puppey. It's not really what they want out of this situation, the 5 position.
Now he's trying to break it here. In fact, Secret smoking back themselves. Blink on Shaman. And he maxed Hex, so his jump is very powerful.
They were really hoping some big core would show in the mid lane that they could kill, but no luck there.
They ping this Quap top. Smoke is running out. I don't know if they're going to get here in time.
Yeah, it seems a bit of a stretch, especially since OG is actually kind of connecting to this Queen of Pain. They're going to pop out Blink Dagger into the Dawnbreaker ultimate. They do have Taiga somewhere nearby, but he can't get there in time. In fact, he was stalled out by Puppey.
A nice find. Can they convert anything off the back of it? That's going to be the big question. Does Secret feel strong enough to go into this Roche pit? I think you do. You have BKB on Invoker. You have this Dawnbreaker shard, which acts as his own BKB. Shaman wards around 2. Protect them this time.
Yeah, with the tag team and the Shaman wards, surely it's enough. 20 seconds until the Queen of Pain is back up. They're going to go for it.
OG might contest this. Their heroes are incredibly strong around the pit.
They've got the Terrorize, they've got the Egg, they've got big team fight combo here. The Bramble's going to go out, catching 2 already. The Shards looking to block in some heroes. Crystal's going to back away. Yuragi jumps forward though, goes for Resolution. Does have the BKB, he puts it out on the Egg. High ground Egg as well. Secret not able to deal with it at all. They're stuck inside the arena as well. Amar soaking up the damage. A beautiful Terrorize combo off, but a snowball save. He picks up everybody. No Sonic Wave on 5. BZM comes through to wipe Team Secret out of this one. Resolution's going to be chased down. Nisha's caught by Yuragi as well. Inside of the Brambles, 1 by 1, they will get chased down. OG losing nothing for that team fight.
God damn, that was a sonic wave of the tournament right there. Sends them all straight into the abyss. High ground egg. Nobody can even get close to contesting that. The arena locks him in at the end. It was a beautiful snowball save. Secret just getting caught between two objectives here. Roshan in the team fight. OG stall it out long enough for their Queen of Pain to come back for that dire outpost. A beautiful team fight, abusing Sunray on the tanky heroes to just stall out these Radiant BKBs. And suddenly, you're all trapped in with them instead of the other way around. Terrorize into the wall, into the snowball.
And then the sonic wave. I mean, Puppy with the beautiful snowball saves, but it just doesn't matter. OG set that up far too well.
I mean, he's just saving them for the highlight reel at this point. 5-man wave. You don't get a better clump than that.
Really well done by OG, as you said, using the tankiness of their heroes to stall out the fight long enough for BZM to get there in the first place. I mean, the whole reason we thought Secret could Roshan was the fact that BZM is dead for a solid 20 seconds.
I agree. I still feel like that was a little hesitant by Secret. Like, if they all go in the pit, they all start hitting it. Sure, it's super risky, but if you're willing to take that risk in the first place, you have to commit one way or the other, and they'll pay a heavy price here. That's Aegis on Amar, and Ags up as well. Secret on the run for sure now.
Still, nice reactions from Puppy when he strapped himself to the shard. Not that he would have lived anyway. It was a very fast snowball timing by him. He gets some more dust out of him. Actually got 2 dusts out of OG with that Glimmer Cape pickup. So no Blink Dagger for him. Why do you think he opted away from that initiation?
I think he just doesn't want to jump into what OG has, to be honest. I wouldn't either. Like, you're jumping in, punching this Mars, and then you're automatically dead almost.
This is really cool. They've got the Aghanim Scepter on Mars, and they gave him the Aegis as well. Up against 2 ranged cores.
I think he took it, but
Mar basically saying that he's going to have Bulwark on all the time, so the Razor and Invoker, half the time they're going to be hitting this Mars whether they like it or not, so better for him to have the extra life.
I mean, hell, he's got the Brigand's Blade too.
Terrorize catching a Dawnbreaker. Rezo sleeping. Yuragi's going to be able to chain the stun. And BKB going on, but he only needs 1 more hit. He gets through the BKB. Meanwhile, Secret was set up behind OG in this bottom lane, but with heroes, they still don't have enough. The A goes down, they have to retreat, they're gonna try and re-engage now. They have to win this fight, but up against this tanky Amar, it's so hard to be able to deal with them. The Bulwark is going to work on Nisha. Sentry drop, Taiga just gonna do it with the physical damage. BZM flexed it in the end, and look at Chrysalis. You can't run away from Amar. He's gonna get you with the Bulwark. Yuragi shows up towards the tail end. Another 5-man wipe. OG completely outplaying Team Secret at this point. This is looking like a game 1 done and dusted, Avery.
There's just not enough damage in the tank. Amar is way too strong. Not to mention, Yuragi is a full AC at this point. The one saving grace for Secret could be a numbers advantage off the Donald, but when he dies first, that fight becomes absolutely impossible. This has got to be almost the game here if Secret lose 1 more fight. I don't see them coming back in a situation where all of the OG's cores are scaling this hard.
Yeah. They're going to poke, and maybe they'll burn out the Aegis of Amar. Nope, he's going to back up before they can get to him.
I mean, hell, Amar isn't even going Blink. He's just going straight Satanic.
Yeah, he doesn't need these sort of mobility items because at the end of the day, he just wants to walk in, throw damage around. Dented Sunstrike. They really want to take away this Aegis, but not going to happen. He's going to get a big heal and 1.5 minutes left. They can still force some more fights. They could go straight down mid if they want.
I would take any fight Secret gives you at this point. You still have Aegis, like you said, and Egg coming up in 20. No reason not to take a fight, even potentially without ults. OG very strong. As long as their Alk doesn't somehow just get full Hex bursted. I mean, even if that happens, I don't know, this Mars just does so much damage.
Yeah. Look at him, just casually taking down a tier 2. What are you going to do about it, Secret? Bramble into Terrorize, forces out the BKB. He doesn't have the TP, you're right. Uh-oh. Crystallis, as long as they keep the vision on him, he is in big, big trouble. They're just going to kite him out, slow him down with Shadow Strikes, Brambles, bit by bit. Crystallis Gets picked apart. Back over to mid lane. Oh, that spear so close to landing, but the unstable concoction is there. Nisha popping his BKB. Resolution coming through. They do have the stuns onto the Alchemist, but they don't have the damage. Nobody is doing a damn bit of damage to OG at all. Snowball going out. Resolution slowed down by the bulwark. He jumps over the wall thanks to the hammer, but Puppy's going to be left behind, and OG just keep pushing forward. They can wait for this Aegis regen if they want.
I don't think they're waiting for anything. Spartan Soldier's way too strong here.
There we go, full health, back into it.
I don't even know how you win a fight. You got to hit some kind of 3 or 4 man meteor combo.
Yeah, like they don't even have like these big AoE team fight spells that could potentially turn a game. It's just really that, as you said, the meteor. But they have no way to force them to group up.
I mean, the problem is, again, their jump is on the supports. Just so hard to jump into this lineup.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way Zayas is going to get a full shackle on a core without somebody dying in the process. Pretty much means you have to find a numbers advantage. You have to find OG alone, out of position. Not a lot of map to do it with.
Zayas can't even get a D ward off, not with the Mar around.
I mean, he's also been using this Ag's bulwark to deward hills and stuff. They give him gem a lot of games. It does give some flying vision for these cliffs. Pretty nice use of the item. Cement the map control.
Team Secret, you kind of have to just go for split pushing stuff at this point. And maybe try and contest Roshan. I don't know, we'll see. Next timing for them, probably Refresher on the Razor, which, I mean, Chrysalis is getting close to. Still not convinced that's going to be able to make the Alchemist or the Mars squishy enough to kill. Good pick off here on Puppy.
Not sure I'm convinced either. But is pretty much going to be their last
hurrah.
Yeah, their last ride. Trying to win it off the back of the double BKB, double Eye of the Storm. Again, if you can get any of these OG cores shackled alone with the Razor pumping in the damage, they will die. It's just OG are aware of this, and there's no reason to split up.
Yeah, they're going to jump on Yuragi now. They have the
Right,
Dawnbreaker coming in as well. They can do a lot of damage very quickly. OG did not stay grouped up enough. They lose their carry, but they are going to be able to collect some heroes in return. Nisha actually running in, trying to, okay, yeah, immediately TP's out, but the damage is too much. The Sonic Wave bursts through him. Nisha did not respect that.
That's that Ag's Mars damage as well. He just sits there and right-clicks you. It adds up in these fights. Like, all these fights, it's deceptive how much damage this hero does.
Yep.
It's not as flashy. It's, you know, not as pretty. Gets the job done. Lamar just walking this game through. Every tower, every hero. That is the pick-off that Secret can find. This Hex Shackle is very powerful. It lets them combo all their damage. If there's no BKB, you will get shredded. Then you're still stuck in this team fight scenario, which is just still impossible at this point.
Yeah, it really is. Nisha realizing too late they could not take this team fight. They didn't have the Razor or the Touch there to start.
All right, Resolution trying to build into a Bloodthorn here. And I think they need it. They need the damage. They need the extra single target burst here in the windows of which they can output it.
Yeah, as it stands. As you said, without the shackle combination, all these OG heroes just, they live too long. Secret just runs out of damage, runs out of time. So they need something that's really going to amp up that single target. At the same time, OG, I mean, they've got so many items. Amar's now trying to build into a Desolator after a Satanic pickup.
Right, the other problem is OG can just play for Roche, which is spawn. They can play around Dire Outpost and abuse buybacks. Like, these single target jumps from Secret are great if you get a core, but that guy can just come back in the fight with the extra net worth they have. Taiga poking them, trying to start the engagement.
He is going to be caught in the brambles immediately. Crystals is going to come in from behind. They've already taken down Taiga. A decent start with a refresher going out. He starts draining away the damage from Amar, but look at Amar. He's just challenging the Razor. He doesn't care. With the Supernova there as well, they can protect the egg. All of Secret are going to have to retreat from this one. The Invis room pickup, no, denied. The Arena's going to catch him. The Spear will ensure his death. Chrysalis, the carry of Secret goes down. Nothing's left in the tank now for Secret. OG, they could just go down the lanes, maybe force another lane of barracks.
How the hell do you kill this Mars?
I don't know. I have no
I'm
clue.
just watching this hero go through with the level 20 talent, 80% front reduction. He just sits there.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to kill this hero. I'm going to be honest.
Can't let him get to this point. BCM actually blinking forward, so Puppey thinks it's an opportunity. A snowball punch, a decent chain stun. They hit the Starbreaker as well, but he's too tanky. Now they're going to get caught. Now Resolution, he's going to be the one paying the price. Turn around, Science actually dropping the wards. The Dawnbreaker buyback, this is the last hurrah. It's all in from here. Starbreaker trying to go through Uragi. The Bulwark is right on top of him. Does not protect Uragi, but it does do the damage. Resolution is slowed down. Nisha's taking a lot as well. He goes in, Viz trying to get away. Amar turns around 180 to kill Puppey. The Phoenix almost going down, but a pin catches Science. Not able to finish off that Phoenix. A Sunstrike, it does land. A triple for Nisha. Team Secret getting a little scrappy with it, throwing all these buybacks to just ensure a 3-for-3 trade-off in the end.
Triple buyback, at least you get the team fight win. You get some morale, you get a tip out of Chu for the beautiful Sunstrike. Again, look at the damage in this fight. 8,500 from this Mars. This hero is invincible, and at the same time, he is destroying you. There's absolutely no answer for the Spartan soldiers in this game. Nisha doing his best.
Oh, they're going to walk right into him. Snowball, delay a little bit. They actually do pick him up. They got to stay away from the Mars. Again, even if you drain his damage, Chrysalis, he's got to keep his distance. They're going to hit the arena. They're going to be able to get the Bedlam on top with the BKB being gone.
All right,
Chrysalis is so susceptible to this magic damage. The Meteor on top of Taiga is actually going to be able to run him down. Amar's left alone here. But can they actually kill him?
It's a god. Are you that strong?
Look at him just walking away from 3 heroes of Team Secret. They cannot deal with the god.
The god of war, too powerful. Who is the god killer in this game?
Yeah.
There isn't one.
Not for this game anyway. Not a Deso, a Daedalus is what he's decided on.
I mean, they gave him the double damage. I think even OG, they're afraid of Amar themselves.
Do not take anything from Amar at this point. Nice pick off here if they can get it. Nisha does do the damage. Sunstrike going out. Kitsu as well.
Ooh.
Picking off these supports in their darkest hour.
What
Nisha,
the hell, man?
they are giving them just a little bit of light to work with. The Roshan's dying fast though, and Team Secret aren't going to be able to get there in time. The spoils of war go to the Mars.
The long-range maestro right there, man. Just picking them off from afar. Putting both supports in the grave. At least Secret's getting something off this, and now they have a jump.
They're going to jump out of Uragi. They've done this before. They can burst them, certainly, and they do get him. The Sonic Wave goes out, but it doesn't do enough. Puppey's pushed over to the side. They start threatening him. Walrus punch up in the air. They have any stuns? They don't. Nisha still on cooldown. Throws out the tornado, but it doesn't land. Secret, I mean, they know they've got OG kind of stumbling backwards right now, but if they let OG get back to their 5-man, it could just be the end of the game. They kind of have to keep hitting them.
I mean, this is beautiful gameplay from an almost impossible position. They are finding the openings, finding the numbers advantage. Nisha just dancing around them. This Meteor, you have to think about the damage that this spell puts out now. It'll actually absolutely dice you up.
Yeah.
The big hero for OG, again, the raid boss in Amar. Yeah, he's perma-slotted now. He's got Titan Sliver. He's got Daedalus. At the same time, Secret's been kiting him around the map. The downside of this Mars is he's pretty slow and he's pretty clunky. No blink, no mobility.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to walk in and hit people. Put on your best tap dance shoes.
Yeah, just try and dodge away from him as much as you can. It's the only way to win these fights because that was just 1,000 damage crit doubled up.
I mean, if you're near this hero, you're going to disappear.
Yeah.
So stay away.
Push forward. Mar says he'll do it all by himself. Taking down heroes, taking down towers. He's got the Aegis. He can force Team Secret to him by just threatening the objectives.
Amar wants them to come to him.
The Secret, I mean, they got to scramble back here. Amar's going to take the tower pretty quickly if they're not careful.
Nisha does have an Ag, so the Cataclysm Burst could be enough. They also have this Bloodthorn on Resolution. The single target burst is getting there for Secret. Still, I don't know if it's enough to bring down this man. This absolute monster.
They're poking at him bit by bit, but the Satanic Heal, not even activated, just killing the creeps, gets him back up to near full.
Berserk Potion on top, why not?
All right, they come in for the Zion Chrysalis. They find the opening. They're going for Uragi. There's so much damage after the Cataclysm, but Amar is dealing it right back in. Caught inside the Brambles. Chrysalis, second BKB. Keeping his distance. He's almost done, but Amar can't quite finish him off. Chrysalis has to retreat. Nisha's not going to be allowed to. The Brambles hold him in place. Nisha, with him gone, he does have a buyback. He's going to have to use it here. Otherwise, Amar will force the Megas. They're going to get the Bloodthorn out onto him. He's chased the wrong direction. Chrysalis coming in from behind. They can finally do the damage. Life number 1. Can they get him in life 2? Satanic back up in 5 seconds. Amar is going to have to play for that one here. They're going to commit for this kill. It's just a 1 versus 3, basically. 2 supports trying to help out. The Meteor laid down. Taiga gets wiped out. A TP away. No, denied by the Cold Snap. He moves it forward. Resolution trying to challenge him. They're keeping their distance. Amar will finally fall.
The God slain here outside Secret's base. Off the buybacks. Nisha completing the wipe here. 25 for this Invoker. All of a sudden, what looked like it might have been the final push gets turned around with that Meteor Sunstrike damage, shredding double cores right off the bat. Alk and Quap got nothing off in that engagement pretty much. 300 or less damage from both of them. Look at the output from this Invoker, my God.
Everybody was probably convinced OG was just going to take this game 1 at some point, but Secret, they didn't go into that trap. The God is nothing to the non-believers. Team Secret will continue this push forward and see if they can keep OG stumbling.
Radial deafening blast up now. Zayat has his BKB. Suddenly the initiation that Secret can just jump and commit to is becoming a lot more formidable. Uragi pumping a stun.
Okay, but Zayat immediately pounces. They have all these buybacks, but they're going to be able to focus down Uragi, and he does not have a buyback. Resolution is out of here. He gets back, but he can come back in with his ultimate. Secret can potentially keep this going during the 70 seconds the Alchemist is dead. Unfortunately, they're going to have to do it without Zayat.
I mean, they get everything they want there. Tier 3, almost a rack, but more importantly, double buyback from OG. Phoenix and this Mars buyback, the most important. You can be a god, but if you're in the grave, there's nothing to do about it. Suddenly, win condition opened up for Secret here. If Amar goes down one more time, you're looking at a very different OG squad. This Alk just feels absolutely squishy. When he gets hexed and shackled, Nisha destroys him.
Secret have kind of put together a game plan for these fights. They need to get the initiation on the back line. They can blow up Uragi first.
Yeah, ignore the Mars
for last.
I mean, this Mars can't use his influence in the fights. He doesn't have the ability to just stick on cores, make them fight him. Now all of a sudden, Secret tank ability going up. Blink Glimmer on Puppey, the BKB on Zayat's, AC on this Razor, along with this Trickster Cloak. He's a lot tankier than before, and of course, Nisha building into his final slots, gets the Timeless Relic, gets the
another
Hex.
15% spell damage on a Meteor. That is one-shotting heroes.
We were talking about Secret needs a God Slayer. It might just be this Invoker.
And they do it. Secret trying to find an opening here. OG smoked up, playing as 5 on a high ground. They're going to run into Puppey here. Puppey, Glimmer King, no way out though. Jam does spot him. Science goes forward, but look at the damage he's taking. Overwhelmed by the Mars. They do have the Cataclysm going out, but they didn't burst any heroes down. OG, they survived through the initiation this time. And Secret, now they're the ones stumbling backwards. Chrysalis, he uses his second BKB. He's trying to do the damage. The Tornado might just be able to buy him a little bit. He's getting behind Amar, but it doesn't matter. A pin through. Nisha TPing out desperately, but it's only going to be him, the only core alive. As the Dawnbreaker and Razor are dead. No buybacks. OG rushing towards the Secret base now.
Zayat's found the Hex on the Alk and decided to shackle another hero, and all of a sudden the counter initiation from OG around the egg. Too much for Secret to handle. Perhaps a botched initiation indeed, and all of a sudden they're forced into a situation where no buyback on Razor, no buyback on Dawnbreaker, 60 seconds for Amar to put the soldiers to work here.
Team Secret, if they want to do this, it's going to have to be a perfect combination, but it's not doing enough damage to Amar. They threw everything they had at him, and he just shrugged it off.
The God, too much for the God Killer. And OG will end up taking this game 1, but damn, what a comeback from Secret to make that a contest. Maybe striking a little fear into what felt like an impenetrable defense from OG. I think Amar, he felt it a little bit, you know? A god can bleed, apparently.
He felt it a little bit, but in the end, OG still claimed the victory off the back of a Mars. I have to say, that has got to be a ban-worthy territory for Team Secret. That kind of performance with a Mars on the main stage here, you cannot give that one to him again.
It's Puppy though. There's one guy who stubbornly gives something
That's
and
true.
knows how to beat it. That's, yeah, if you give this guy Mars again after first pick Mars destroys you that hard, I don't think I've seen a crazier draft decision if that happens.
Well, it's something that we're going to have to wait and find out. OG versus Team Secret is just heating up. Game 1 goes to OG. We'll see whether or not Team Secret can fight back.
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Oh, it's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. You move your body. Electricity. You move your body. It's electricity. 'Cause 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 'cause
I gotta be honest, these many days into the event, I was just like, I don't know if I've had the energy for this last day, but that's the kind of game that you want to start your morning with here in Genting. ESL 1 Malaysia 2022, it had everything. It had the team fights, it had some comebacks, and it had a lot of action all game long. So many team fights that were just on the razor's edge of going one way or the other. But ultimately, it did seem like Secret just kind of lost the sauce at the beginning. They could not invade the Alchemist jungle as much as we were hoping, Winter. We saw them struggling time and time again to get inside, but as you mentioned, the draft from OG was just too good at protecting it.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this like in the earlier panels, you know, I think Mars is like a hero where you can just first pick him, and he's not really, like, he doesn't really care about like getting countered, and this game, Secret needed to do well in the laning phase to invade the Alchemist jungle, and they kind of like, I felt like the way they swapped the supports to the two side lanes, I was kind of expecting Tusk to lane with the Dawnbreaker so that they have more kill potential on the Elk, and the Shaman to lane with the Razor, because the Tusk doesn't lane well against the Phoenix. You can't harass, you can't trade against the Phoenix, and you don't really help the lane as much as the Shaman can do in the safe lane.
Yeah, our theory was that maybe they don't want to split up Rezo and Zayats.
But they could just let them play the hero, you know, and let Puppy be greedy on the Shaman.
Right, exactly. And so the alternative is you let your 5 Shaman and have the Dawnbreaker lane with the Tusk. But it also seemed like Zayats was a little unfamiliar with Shaman, the way that he used that first Serpent Wards in the Roche pit.
That too, that was definitely like a huge mistake. But at the same time, I felt like they could have just committed more heroes, and I don't think OG would have been able to contest that Roche anyway. But it definitely affected their timing a lot. You know, they needed the early game to go well for them.
And then once this Scepter came out for the Mars, Adam, it seemed that this has been a favorite of Amar, but not a very typical item build from Mars in general. This is something that ATF, I think, is trying to pioneer, and he brought it to great success in this game.
We were theory crafting about it before, like there wasn't really a change to the X, just some bulwark changes, like why is he going X now? I think the two things is, one is the mana cost, maybe Refresher's not as good right now. I think another thing is he's playing against range heroes, like Razor, for example, this game, so he wants to use the Bulwark a lot. So he's just, I mean, he scales and it looks so OP, honestly. He makes it look so broken.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Refresher idea. I think, because, Sin, you were looking through the changelog, you're like, there's no specific buffs. Like, why wasn't Scepter good last patch? It was, it's just that Refresher was better, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's also a little bit, again, we'll keep coming back to this over and over again, but a timing thing, right? Where in the last patch, if you got this early BKB refresher, that was game ending. And I think now, if you can't really support it and actually use these spells in succession, Axe allows you to scale. Amar uses this item to farm. He's going to waves, he's using Rebuke, and then he's using his shield one time, kills the wave, goes jungle, farms camps. You effectively start farming kind of like you had a Battle Fury, because you're just cleaving everything. It's a free spell, it has no cooldown, so you just walk around camp to camp.
Yeah, it has to cost some mana cost, you know. The spell is too good.
It's pretty wild. I think potentially there's also the possibility, that's what's really cool about Dota, like sometimes people just discover builds that you haven't really used before. Like maybe if Amar could go back in time, maybe he would have played this more in the old patch now that he sees how good it is. Who knows?
And as we look forward to the final segment of post-game discussion, we usually like to crown a most valuable player. But it's never specified where that most valuable player comes from. And I think you'd be hard-pressed to argue for Nisha not being the most valuable player in that entire game. Obviously, OG, Amar, everyone on that team was playing out of their minds, but Nisha was on another level, Winter. That Invoker was single-handedly keeping Secret in the game.
Yeah, like given the situation, like how hard the game is for his team, like I was so surprised at the amount of work that he's been like in this fight. He somehow killed the two supports just by being, just by landing all his spells, and they were like already so far behind. But it gave them like a glimmer of hope, or maybe we can still come back into the game, because the timing of their heroes, if the game drags out to super late game, the Invoker is going to be able to outscale the Alchemist. He's going to be able to outscale the Mars eventually, but it's going to take time, you know. So all these small little moves, it's going to buy them time to get to that point.
I think Nisha ends the game with the highest hero damage as well. Despite all of this highlight reel we have from the Mars dealing amazing damage, part of what Nisha is you taking advantage of in this game is that new level 20 talent where you get 80% damage on Chaos Meteor. Used to be a level 10 talent for 40%, but now when you hit that level 20, it is just amazing what you can output. And yeah, I think what's really impressive about it, and I think, you know, probably some people will disagree, they'll be like, man, how could you not pick a Mars MVP for that game? He carried, he was amazing, and he was, but I think for me, I'm looking at like the perspective of what conditions do you have, right? Like Nisha actually needs to play incredibly well to even keep them in that game, and he just kept delivering over and over in these really, really difficult fights. So I think this is the first time in the event we give the MVP to the losing
This
team's
is
player.
unprecedented, to say the least, but if there ever was a performance to grant it to the losing team, it had to be that one. That's the kind of bar that you need to set. But it can't just be Nisha versus the world. How did Secret get into this situation, Adam, that really, was it the laning phase where we didn't really get to see the Shaman and the Tusk go into the lanes that we expected, not being able to invade the jungle as successfully? What are you looking forward to in the next game for Secret to repair?
I feel like Alchemist has been a very niche pick this tournament because a lot of teams, they show their supports early. I feel like generally the teams that have like the protect high ground supports like the Undying and the Phoenix, they tend to pick up this Alp later on. It just feels like he has kind of a free game. I feel like teams haven't figured out how to approach this yet. I think scaling is one way. I think if Secret did do better in lanes, they did have a good shot in this game because the Invoker was really, really strong at some point. Even with the Mars scaling, they showed glimpse of hope, right? Like they could have made a comeback in that game, I believe. But the timing was kind of off. And Dota, sometimes it comes down to just who gets the jump first, and that's kind of what happened towards the end.
Yeah, you can only judge so much from the draft, and we actually got a chance for OG to do a little bit of legal work for us. We sent them to Dota Court.
All right, guys, we're here for Dota 2 Court. We're going to watch an Overwatch case. I've got Amar, the defender here, and Taiga, the prosecutor. We'll find out if this guy's guilty, so let's go into that replay.
Okay,
what's he reported for? Feeding?
Let me see.
It says feeding.
Click on
up
start
there.
reviewing.
Start reviewing. Oh, okay,
let's
that's
see.
feeding.
All right, so he's jungling. See his
Scoreboard.
perspective.
Show scoreboard.
He's running up.
All right, all right.
He's
Yeah,
going...
he's not really. I mean, I guess he's feeding. He's just so stupid. I don't know.
I
what
mean,
to
he's
do.
stacking camps. No, he's stacking camps. Look, he put wave under tower, so 2 camps would push, and he gets a free TP. He also bought back, so he wants to reset, you know?
Okay,
so
okay.
next time when he dies, he doesn't have buyback.
Let me see.
See?
Okay.
He has 7 sentries to go block camps.
He died 12 times so far.
All right, all right. I like that defensive
but
angle.
look. He's blocking camps. He's taking natural
Oh,
light.
he found Nisha. No,
Found a new...
he doesn't even pick it up.
Doesn't pick it up.
Maybe he's
Like, this
black.
guy's griefing totally. Like, look at how he's playing. He's walking like in like first time playing Dota.
He is level 9,
He's
20
ancient.
26. I mean, his team is not doing bad.
No, his team is
So-
trying hard to carry him. Yeah.
But
Look.
he's not griefing.
He's definitely griefing. What is he doing? Why is he
Amar,
walking
what's he
to
doing
town?
here? As the defendant. What's he trying? Is he
Creating
holding
space?
creep wave?
He forced PLTP. It's enough.
Did he get the PL to TP?
Yeah,
Right.
PLTP.
Okay.
Too much. Look, they die actually. See? This chrono because PLTP.
I'm sure he's not feeding. He has 5 wards.
He has a tome as
and
well.
5 wards in his inventory. He hasn't placed a single one as support.
As an ancient, okay. Yeah, that's not something you
I think this
expect.
guy is griefing. He deserves to be in low priority for 2 weeks.
Okay, Amar, why would you hold on to 5 wards? What's the reasoning?
Maybe he waits night time, so he makes the map bright.
Why is he tanking creeps Amar?
So he stacks waves for cores to farm. He support, he useless.
But why would a go hand farm? He's dangerous.
No, he's stacking 2 camps. So 2 camps come to him and he farm.
18 death.
But he's support. You cannot flip support for dying.
All right, I mean,
See, they killed Odi because he bait.
still running down now. Okay, he's
Oh, he
running
dropped
away.
items. Oh, he dropped the ward. Okay, Amar, any question?
Well,
And the
why would you do
statements
this? Okay, so is there a good reason to offer your
Can
wards?
you submit what is this?
Submit resolution?
Yes. Okay. Griefer. Why he put words on the ground?
So that's the breaking point. Everything
yeah.
else is
It
justifiable.
doesn't matter. He's support. If he does, it doesn't matter.
All right, I guess we've got a
Not real
verdict.
triple hacking.
It's even the defense attorney here just gave up. He's guilty. It's a griefer.
It's obvious a griefer.
Don't drop your wards, guys. You can do anything else, but don't drop your wards. That's the line Amar draws. And he's guilty in this court. That's it.
love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Welcome back, Arena of Stars, to game number 2 of OG versus Team Secret. And if you're having a good time in the arena, we still got some extra fun for you after this game, win or lose from either team. If you want to go see MLP Dota, John X Fire, Effie, and Slacks, be sure to go to the signing sessions in the Madison Square area. But if you're here for the Dota, well, I've got the draft ready for you. Batrider and Monkey King banned out by OG, Mars and Viper taken out by Team Secret. OG picked up the Chen, and RAZER and Ogre picked up by Secret. And I know, Synderen, you would ask me about this, about the Mars dynamic in their earlier series, in the upper bracket. And it's getting echoed here again. In game number 1, OG won, and they got it with a Mars. And then systematically, in games 2 and 3, Secret immediately first phase banned the Mars, and they're like, okay, not again.
Yeah. And I think it's understandable. I really wonder what Secret came in today with in that game number 1 that they thought was the counter. Maybe it was the RAZER that they felt like, okay, if OG are going to first pick Mars, we're going to beat him in lane, and it just didn't work. So they're still going to run back the RAZER even though they banned the Mars, which kind of feels like Secret maybe wanted the RAZER regardless. But yeah, OG with a totally different opener this time, so we'll see if Secret's opener was going to do better against this one. Obviously, last game, OG got their hands on Mars plus Queen of Pain, and this time they choose the puck over Quap, even though both are in the pool and they're going into bans, which makes me think that OG considered this hero a better pairing with Chen.
Yeah, how about the fact that they actually chose Ogre over Undying? And both teams are ignoring the hero this time.
Maybe Puppy thinks this hero is better against Chen than Undying is. Both heroes are pretty bad against Chen in lane, right? So perhaps this fares better, or he wants to be able to scale into late game with triple Bloodlust core.
Yeah, with the RAZER, I guess that works better.
Yeah.
With the RAZER.
It's also the Midas against the Chen army.
Damn.
Yeah, that multicast though.
If anyone would do that, it would be Puppy though, right? Like,
he would specifically not use his Midas until he finds the Chen creeps.
yeah.
And OG, we saw it in the group stage, they have both a handle on how to play Chen and how to deal with Chen. Their go-to strategy against was the Elder Titan, which Secret doesn't seem too interested in quite yet.
I think it's because of the RAZER, like he was talking about Undying. I think ET has similar problems. They're both not the best against mobile heroes.
Okay.
Like Puck Quap, when I think Secret kind of expected the Quap to come out because of the RAZER. That's what OG did last game too. So Ogre kind of makes the draft a bit more balanced out in terms of lockdown.
And later on, they also continued banning out Amar with the Viper as their second ban. And now they're starting to target Yuragi, take out the Faceless Void, take out the Terrorblade. Meanwhile, Zayats catches a stray. His Techies gets banned out.
It's probably Zayats' best hero against Chen. And also, I think when you're playing with this, when Secret had Ogre earlier in the tournament, they like to put Zayats onto the Techies because these two heroes are pretty good in tandem, right? You have a 5 that actually has a stun and a slow. Techies can connect on it. And Ogre's downside as well as the support is that he has atrocious teamfight damage for the most part. Like Ignite takes forever to tick up, and if you're against Chen army, who knows what it's even gonna hit, right? With the multicast, but Techies could cover that base. Now Secret need to take a different approach.
Yeah,
Also the sounds have been great against Puck, obviously.
The other heroes has to definitely take the team fight box and like have some more damage because Ogre and RAZER, that they don't really have much to offer in the team fights. You know, they're just gonna be bloodlusting the RAZER running in. They're gonna need a lot more, you know, in terms of team fighting. Whereas the Chen and the Puck, they have the creeps, they have the setup with the coil, they have the silence, they have a lot to offer for their teammates.
Can we talk about this lone druid ban?
Tell me about it.
What do you think the
Oh, I thought you were going to say
ban
that.
is? I'm just wondering because the Void and
the push, I guess, because Ogre and RAZER, maybe they feel like they won't be able to deal with a Chen coming in with a core that can allow them to speed up the game to take their towers quickly. So they feel like they need to remove that out, but otherwise it's rather strange.
Well, they get one answer against the Puck. I was expecting to see the Shaker, but Sind. Instead, they opt for a Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at this as an option as well for Secret. I think they definitely wanted Techies here because I think it would just have been a better version of Skywrath for this game. But they want some sort of instant lockdown for the Puck with the sounds from Skywrath. I guess they weren't too big of fans of the Shaman that they ran in the last game, and they're probably worried about what he can do into Chen. But as far as I can see from Secret right now, their team fight is very, very lacking, and I think you're a little bit susceptible to potentially just kind of getting run over in towers, which is why they banned the Lone Druid, right? Because they don't have very good defensive mechanisms right now.
They're kind of all in on lanes, I feel, with the Sky and the Ogre. Those supports are just basically to win your lanes. If you don't win your lanes, you're going to be useless in the game.
I feel like if Secret took the team fight approach, they would have problems with catch against Puck too, so they were kind of in a tough spot. They decide to go this. I think it's more normal for Secret. They draft like strong laners and supports that like can kind of play together instead of like maybe OG style where the supports are like heavy team fight and the cores are just scaling and catching people.
So what OG do against this Skywrath is they pick a carry that has inherent healing. Usually what Bloodseeker fares the best against are heroes that consistently need to harass you down but never really get the full burst. Skywrath in laning stage is about that. You want to get the enemy hero to 2/3 or half and then you go for the kill after. And if you're playing into Chen Bloodseeker, I think that could prove to be quite challenging to actually kill off Yuragi in lane. So I like this pick. You also rupture the RAZER, which he absolutely hates. This hero needs to move in fights all the time to deal damage. And you kind of get caught in this awkward spot where you get ruptured and coiled. Like, wait, what do I actually do? You know,
terrorize with the rupture.
Do you think it's definitely a Yuragi Bloodseeker? Because Amar has played this hero.
That's true. They could also put it 3. It's actually a flex for them. But
how does he do in the lane against the RAZER though? If you do that?
Yeah, I think that's a harder lane than the Tide. I think you pull the creeps away as much as you can with Bloodseeker. You can still last hit range creeps with Blood Ray. Anchor Smash is obviously annoying, but I think you can sustain this lane because again, Tide and Skywrath kind of are poking and prodding you step by step. So as long as you get some CS along the way as Bloodseeker, you should be fine. But if Secret play their lanes like excellently, play them almost to perfection, and they deny as many creeps as possible from Bloodseeker, maybe they can bully him out, which would be huge.
It's kind of like a very similar situation in the last game. The way they are drafting, the way their ideas are very heavily centric around having a good laning phase. Their heroes are very, very focused on dominating early, and once they can dominate, they can unleash their heroes. But if they don't dominate, their heroes are just going to be run over by OG.
I feel like OG has heroes that have much stronger early presence this game compared to the last game though. Last game they had like this big team fight to like protect their own areas, but this game with the Chen, I've mentioned this before, when OG picks Chen, their whole drafting style changes. They try to play faster, and you can kind of see it with the heroes like picking the Puck over Quap and like showing this Bloodseeker below early. It's not that normal for them unless they have the Chen.
Yeah, I think that's actually a very good good point with Chen, because when you pick Chen, after you secure the lane, you want to be able to ball in a group and play at a high tempo game so that you pressure the opponent. Even though we mentioned time and time again, the patch right now is kind of slow, so you want to take things slower, and you want to try to be more greedy with your heroes, you try to scale more, but when you're playing against this kind of mentality and you have Chen, you're able to upset the balance by playing faster yourself.
We'll see what carry they choose to up that tempo, because it looks like Secret are expecting it to be an off-lane Blood Secret, the way that they're banning out this Ursa that would have made life hard for the Tidehunter. Monkey King is banned out first phase by OG.
I like the sniper ban. I just want to mention that because Nisha has been playing this hero incredibly well, and you give Bloodlust to that hero in addition.
Yeah,
it's a hero that can lane pretty well against Puck. OG don't have the best backline catch. Yeah, you can jump in the Puck, but you can probably protect him because you have a front line of Ogre and Tide. So I actually think this was a really intelligent ban from OG that I think a lot of teams would not have found right here.
How's the Lina matchup versus Puck these days?
I don't know, actually. I think it's probably, if both players play equally well, it's probably relatively close. In the past, both Puck and Lina would have used the side camp. They both benefit massively from the water runes. I think it's another alternative for Secret that kind of fits the sniper role. Maybe that's why your mind went there, because I think that could make sense. Again, I think you want some heavy artillery in the mid lane as Secret, so I could see Lina being an option for sure. At the same time, though, she is kind of susceptible, perhaps, to the pace that OG are setting here. Like, maybe it's going to go too fast. Lina does need a couple of items before she really comes online. And what Sniper would have offered that Lina doesn't is just better tower defense. You defend from really, really far away. Shrapnel is an incredible spell against Chen for holding towers. But Lina is definitely not a bad idea here.
There's still a Timber Saw in the pool. Surprised OG didn't insta-pick it.
Also true.
I feel like it's Slark if they want to carry for the Thai lane. It's a pretty good Slark game. It's nice to buy X now. You get stats from Pounce. It's hard to link. Pretty free game, I think.
Yeah.
They are looking for a carry.
Is there a world here that Amar wants to play Huskar? Like, how bad is the Razor lane with Inner Fire?
Depends on the support though. Like he's Huskar with
20 base damage Ogre.
Yeah, Willow against the Ogre.
Oh, nice call. Wow. I was not expecting them to go for this,
I
actually.
think Slug Chen, I think I talked about this in group stage. Some team picked it. I think it was OG too, actually.
It was OG, and it was against Team Secret also.
Is this a mid-tide?
Yeah. It's a...
Yes.
It's a
I think so.
mid-tide, yeah.
That's a resolution with his Enigma last pick, and cancel is limited. They've got silences, but nothing that's spell immune piercing.
BKB Black Hole is going to be game-winning this game.
The Tide was a red herring. Like, they didn't. I think OG didn't consider this option at all. They were not expecting this to
How
be a
does Slark
possibility.
X interact with Black Hole? Do you still like take too much damage? Because you kind of do like heal, right?
Yeah, so you mean the shard? Where you, the depth shroud?
If you get 2-man Black Hole, you pop Depth Shroud, like how much do you heal through? Will you still die?
You can probably keep... how much AoE damage does Secret have? So they have Midnight Pulse, Rupture...
Sky Ult, Ravage, Anchor Smash.
Yeah, you
from
probably still...
mid-tide
Yes,
under,
you're probably still dying. But,
just between Mystic Flare and Black Hole, this team fight from Secret is very intimidating.
I think OG are really on as much as a timer as they've been in any game this tournament. I think if this game goes late, I have Secret all the way. Even with a mid-tide, I think they can just outscale. So OG gotta keep up the pace here.
All right, well, I'm encouraged by that because I want this to go to 3 games. I want to do this last day in Genting right. So I'll give it to 2 casters who are going to do it very right. It's Cap and SVG.
Thank you, Tsunami. We're going to do our best because this should be a very interesting game. Sure, OG took that game 1, but Team Secret, they learned from that last game. They drafted themselves some team fight. And oh, by the way, it's a mid Enigma.
Oh, yeah.
Nisha's going to be playing it here.
The Niche Enigma. I was worried about Secret's team fight going into these last 2 picks. Skywrath, Ogre, not a lot of AoE. One of the issues they ran into last game, but as you said, Tidehunter, Enigma, some old school wombo combo.
Avery was ready to throw in the towel already for Team Secret when he saw the first 3. He was like, where is the team fight? But they drafted 2 of the biggest team fight heroes you could possibly hope for. Not interested. Hold up, what was that? Amar said not interested to play versus Mars again. Oh, he's already trying to get a little bit of all chat, trying to get underneath Puppy's skin.
I mean, honestly, no. I don't think anybody
I don't think anybody wants to play against that Mars. I'm pretty sure Aster saw that game and it's like, all right, if we face up against OG, we're not playing against that Mars.
That thing just went pure raid boss mode. So I don't think he's going to get it the rest of the tournament. no matter what all chat he writes. And this is a much more interesting game just because of the last picks here. This Slark pick, we've seen this hero rise back to popularity a little bit. It has good matchups in this game. Not a lot of huge lockdown for him, of course. Secret snap picked this mid Enigma. This was not something they were debating. No. This was not something they cared about this Slark coming out at all. They just jammed it. They already knew what they wanted. Now you have a black hole answer for this Slark. You have some conversion for Chen creeps, maybe some extra tower defense. More interesting though, I feel like they know something about this Enigma Puck matchup. Because when you pick it that quickly, you don't even debate. Nisha's got something up his sleeve here.
Yeah, I wonder if like level 2 Eidolons are really tough for Puck to be able to deal with. Like he can't actually just do enough damage to kill them easily.
It makes sense. Enigma is one of these mid lane dominators. If you haven't played versus before, and if you know what you're doing with it, there's all these mid Enigma spammers that just get out of control. They destroy lanes, and they can build into fast items you wouldn't necessarily expect. Nisha's already got Orchid on the menu here. This is going to help skew this matchup a lot, right? If you dominate the lane, get to a fast Orchid, just rush it, suddenly Puck's game is a nightmare to play, and you're just mowing down the map. And at the same time, you have the late game black hole scale. So very interesting strat coming out from Secret here, and even more so, they're aggro tri-laning here, dodging the Slark Tidehunter matchup. Very smart. They're going to put a lot of pressure on this Chen, who's going to get his small camp blocked. Yuragi wants none of this. He TP's bottom. Instantly matched, though.
Yeah, we'll see how much Team Secret is able to keep up in this game of musical chairs. See whether or not they can get the lanes that they want. I could already see, I mean, the first orb that went out, it did hardly anything to the Eidolon, so I could see how this is going to be a constant problem for BCM. And just purely the fact that you're going to have all the range creeps denied as well. I mean, Puck is a hero that's very dependent on experience.
Even more so now, there's no small camp to farm.
Yeah,
you just have to play this one-on-one. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. You just have to take it for the team, try and come back later. This should be a lane domination from Nisha here, especially since he's been dominating in a lot of these matchups anyway. Microing the Eidolons around here. Looks like he's played this before, even if maybe he hasn't.
It certainly does. Puppy, he's trying to put the pressure on the Chen and keep him from being able to find any good creeps. He knows how, I mean, this man's a Chen master, so he knows exactly what a Chen wants to do in the early game.
I mean, anytime Chen gets zoned off the early waves, it's a huge deal for you. You set him back a long way. He's missing a lot of his early timing. Again, he goes headdress for a reason. He wants to get the double hero value out of it. He's just playing with tornadoes in the jungle. Puppy's like, sure, have fun. I'm back to lane.
Yep, drop the double tornadoes, whatever. You have fun with that one. So Amar versus Resolution, because they do manage to keep the matchup that they wanted. They did not want to have the Slark versus Tide matchup. Slark really takes advantage of those big tanky heroes like that.
And even more so, this RAZER versus Slark.
Yeah.
Just getting ranged heroes versus Slark where you can just right-click him the whole time feels pretty good. Also, forcing Slark into this off lane, very unnatural for the hero. He really wants to play under his tower, abuse the extra regen, try and get to his level 6 where people can TP and come help him. This lane never pushes deep for OG. It becomes very hard for Yuragi to walk up and just start CSing. So he's having a decent early start here, but I suspect this lane might get harder over time. Crystallis looking for first blood.
There
He'll
it
get
is.
it.
Picks it up. He's going to take a lot of damage from Yuragi. In fact, he's probably going to be dying here as he's not going to be able to outrun the fish. It's going to be the Chen. Chu takes the counter kill, but still being able to get first blood is a massive pickup. And Amar is feeling a lot of pressure with the Chen not in lane here. Puppy and Rezo really gunning for it, and Amar, well, he drops the blood right. It doesn't actually get any last hits, so he is going to limp away at no HP. Puppy taking a lot of damage here. They're going to turn around.
Does that Fairy Fire, trying to bait it out.
Shadow Realm, Fairy Fire, he baits it out successfully. Good work.
Another pause here. The anti-Puppy pauses. Right back into it. I mean, first blood definitely worth it for Crystallis. At the same time, giving extra XP to this Slark and free waves, it's going to feel bad.
Yeah.
And it's going to be boots for Yuragi, which is going to help him a lot in this off lane. He's top of the CS board, top of the net worth chart. I was thinking this lane might get difficult. I'm not sure that exchange was really worth it for Secret. Ideally, you want to pressure the Slark or be killing him, not these random supports.
Sure. Meanwhile, Amar, he managed to full heal up, and they're going to go for the kill on Resolution underneath the tower. Now he runs into another Bramble. Taiga will take the last hit as a result. Check in on that mid lane, though. You could see Nisha doing very well for himself. 16 denies, a good amount of that is probably his own Eidolons, but either way, it doesn't change it. It is Nisha owning the mid lane.
Yeah, that is an absurd amount of denies for 4 minutes into the game.
Yeah, look at that. He's only given up 3 Eidolon kills so far. So he's done a very good job of making sure BZM doesn't collect in that extra bounty.
The level 5 here is the big time for Enigma. These level 3 Eidolons pushing you into that black hole is where this hero really starts to become a menace. Again, he's probably going to rush the Orchid this game, which will be the big mid-game timing versus Puck. Things said, though, BZM is not doing too bad. Even with all those denies, he's pretty much even in net worth, and he's doing his best to keep up in levels here, considering he has no Spall Camp or anything to farm.
Mouth is stunned. Puppy was making the rotation. Not going to be here in time, though.
The real interesting thing to me is, does OG have the outspam for these Eidolons in this game? Well, let's say this Catapult comes in 5 minutes, you have some random flag bearer creep that catches up. Nisha just starts pushing towers with Eidolons. Who's actually killing these things?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. You know, I guess Chen comes in and takes one.
Yeah, that's something. But speaking of Chen, he's going to be run down here. Chrysalis should be able to pick up that kill. Well, it's Zayats instead. At the same time, Yuragi is going to get some damage back into Chrysalis, and they have the Brambles potentially coming in. Chrysalis does not get hit by it, though.
Now, this is the better trade Seeker once. Get the support kill, not give anything on to Slark on the turnaround. Bringing more of OG's resources to this bottom lane.
Oh, trying to catch the courier. BZM.
I mean, this is the part where this matchup becomes annoying. Level 3 Eidolons, Catapult Wave is mid. This is a big pressure point for Seeker. Puppy wants to use it. That's why he's lurking around here. OG, you're going to have to be careful with how they respond here, and I don't know if they have the resources to do it because of those TP's bottom. Chu is only level 2. Taiga has no mana. I guess he has triple mango. But still, where's the outspam going to come for this push? I think Secret might be able to do some serious damage here.
Yeah, especially if they can secure the 6-minute power rune with Puppy hanging around. They do have Taiga, who's also going to be doing the same.
Oh, they missed the D-Ward mid by a millimeter.
Oh, no. So close. Rune does spawn into Haste Rune. He's going to immediately challenge Taiga to a fight. He's got Shadow Realm, but no TP, so I think he might just be dead here.
Yeah, he is dead for sure.
Too far away from any saving objectives.
Big bad Ogre right clicks, taking him down. Again, the Radiant Catapult still alive mid, so this pressure point exists, and Flag Bearer creep coming in. This mid push is aligning perfectly for Secret.
Looks like Amar is taking a lot of damage. Resolution doing very well for himself in this 1v2. 29 and 15 CS, not bad. And Amar is lowest in CS in this game. Here comes the Catapult push.
Oh, he's just going to give it.
Really? I mean, who really thought with level 6 and these early Eidolons, thought they were going to try and do some serious damage to this mid tower, but no.
Yeah, I think they had the window. Again, no coil on this puck, and I don't think OG supports can do anything here. Just choosing to farm up instead, not overextend. I mean, Nisha is getting very farmed. Now he's starting to pull ahead in this matchup. We see almost 1,000 gold ahead after that kill.
Puppy. Is he going to die to Taiga here? He's actually running into the hands of Yuragi potentially. I'm not sure what's going on here. Throws out the Fire Blast stun. Yuragi's like, okay.
It's an Agi.
Free Agi, I guess.
Yeah, put him on the board. I do think Yuragi has gotten more out of this early game than they might have anticipated, and he's already up to level 6.5. Kill and assist on the board. Pushing for that Orb of Corrosion. I think OG recognizes they're going to potentially have to join some early fights in this game depending on how fast this ball push comes out from Secret. Rezo trading top. Getting mana burn though, pretty annoying.
The way Amar keeps on getting so low, I'm surprised they haven't made a support rotation up here. But I guess they've been kind of focused on the mid lane.
Yeah, and
really
another smoke to mid. They got the silence.
Get the silence on him. The Malf is going to be there as well. The orb is already worn out, so he's going to have to use the Waning Rift to try and get away, but he's still slowed down. Another Fire Blast coming in, and BZM, is he going to get run down here? The Black Hole goes out. No chance to jump to the orb. Resolution, meanwhile, top lane, had a rupture on him, but was able to turn and fight. Amar comes back in now to try and claim the last hit. Is anybody going to TP in to help out poor old Rezo? No. Bloodright finished them off. They show up now, but it's a bit too late.
And that lane is on a knife's edge. Secret choosing to commit the resource to mid instead of top. They probably could have done either one, but I agree this mid lane is more important. Getting this Enigma rolling, shutting down this puck is going to cause the greatest differential in this game, even if Tide suffers a little bit.
At the same time, I mean, just the player, I feel like maybe you'd want to shut down Amar more. Nice dodge there. Ignite doesn't land. BZM still has to be careful though. The
OG
silence,
bringing
but with,
numbers.
the Chen coming in from the side and Taiga with the Brambles, they might be able to pick up both supports here. Zap's coming in, Science is dead. Double kill for BZM as he gets a bit of revenge. He does lose his mid tower in the meantime though, so there is a trade-off for Secret.
I think that mid tower was going to die no matter what, though.
True.
I don't think Secret wanted to give up both supports there, especially when they can go into these lanes and make something happen. You have the Ravage up top. You have this Enigma who's so strong. These Secret supports really want to be out on the map during this time period, so a huge pickup from OG, taking the aggression off the map, freeing up space for their cores to continue to farm.
Yeah, considering how good like all three of their cores, especially their side lanes are, I feel like a two-man rotation to a Tidehunter with Gush or RAZER, I feel like it's a pretty easy fight to win. Now they're going to try and go for this Bloodseeker. Amar, he's going to TP out.
Ooh.
Rezo opting not to throw down the Ravage.
I think he would have got him there, but I can't blame him for thinking he might have gotten out. Either way, sending him to base is going to free up this tower push top. These are the little rotations you were talking about. Secret can make them and make them worthwhile. They have the cores to set up the kills. The threat exists on almost all three lanes in this game. That's what this Sky Ogre lineup is designed to do. Whereas OG, they're going to stuck responding for now, trying to get the levels on this Chen, farming up jungle. Almost level 5. Big power spike for him.
Double damage Puppy's going to show up. They're just going to put some damage onto Yuragi, but I don't know if this is really that smart. It's not like the Slark is in any sort of danger. Oh, he knows the pounce is coming through. It's going to stop the TP. Chrysalis dodges it, but it also means he's now dead. And Amar takes great pleasure in that fact, immediately tipping Chrysalis.
Send them to base. No teleport. He'll have to walk out.
Yep.
Top tower is going down to this Tidehunter catapult.
And because he didn't use the Ravage, maybe he can defend bottom lane.
It's definitely on the menu. I don't think Secret want to give this OG lineup too many towers. The idea of this Tide versus Chen matchup is you stall him out in the early objectives and close his map. Especially when Secret have the cooldowns. Black Hole in 20, and more importantly, Orchid already completed on this Enigma. This is not a push you want to give to OG for free, and Secret agree. Teleporting Skyrat down here, moving the heroes into place. Still, this tower is just getting chunked.
Taking a lot of damage. They get
Got the
silence out of
silence.
the Slark. A big kill if they can get it. He sidesteps the ultimate, gets away into the trees. He's out of mana, though. He's out of sight at the same time, so he just does start healing up. The rotation coming through from Secret. Looks like they should be able to catch two here. The Terrorize doesn't save him.
So Secret will defend this tower on literally 2 HP.
All right, well, might as well deny it.
Doing some economic damage, and again, maybe the most important thing is this is the Chen mech timing. He's going to get sent to base and have his creeps mopped up. So the biggest thing that always sets this hero back is if you go for these pushes, you go for the fights, you lose your army, suddenly you disappear off the map for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what Secret's mainly looking for. They would have really liked that Slark kill. Beautiful silence from the fog. Just not enough lockdown.
Fire Blast denied haste room by Taiga.
The other thing OG's going to have to think about in this game is the early Roshan, the early group up from Secret. You have this Tidehunter going Wraith Pact, or at least the Vlads. Combine this with Enigma, who went to Orchid. The Eidolon pressure, the amount that OG can't really deal with them, everybody's going to be bloodlusted. This group up from Secret is deceptively strong, despite the fact they have 2 single target supports.
Yeah, and that makes things really awkward when you want to be able to like rupture and coil and force people to like break that coil or force them to run away with the rupture on them.
Speaking of rupture, Nisha.
They're going to throw down the Ravage. Mid lane at the same time. They're going for the Nisha kill. They should be able to get it. Bottom lane, they did kill the Slark at the same time. It looks like actually Taiga's in trouble. The heal comes out. The mech is just enough to keep Taiga alive. So cores traded out. A Ravage used to kill Yuragi. At the same time, Nisha, who's the most farmed hero in the game, does get caught in the mid.
Very nice find. This Ancient Seal has proven to be very effective, just silencing the Slark from fog and bursting him up with the damage. Of course, this Enigma kill, probably the bigger one right for now, just because of the amount of map pressure you can exert with Orchid. You don't want this hero being taken out. You want to keep abusing this puck matchup while you have the ability to do so.
Oh, the smoke's gonna break. Science runs headlong into it. Probably doesn't feel too good about it, but at the same time, Chrysalis wasn't caught. He had the Orchid on him. Terrorize does catch the 2. Nice disengage there for OG.
Beautiful backup comes in, bails out BZM, and now he can continue farming into that Witchblade. Amar will finally clean up this tower bottom, which did not get denied on 2 HP.
Yeah, what happened? I feel like you're extra incentivized to just deny towers in these situations now that you actually get some gold for it as well.
Sends a message, you know? You can have it. It won't help you.
It won't change the fate. 6-9, 14 minutes in. Pretty even game all around. And a game that, I mean, what would you give the late game scenario here? Because we heard the panel talk about it. They were kind of favoring Team Secret if it does go late because they've got such big team fight spells. Do you agree with that? Or do you think the Slark has something to say?
I mean, you can always win late game with Black Hole's Ravage. It's never outside the window. That said, this OG lineup becomes so annoying just because Secret doesn't have the best BKB core. So now you're looking at Dark Willow, you're looking at multiple Ruptures, Puck spells, who's jumping around, Slark going in and out. There's a lot of poke, a lot of harass, a lot of spells that Secret aren't going to be able to deal with directly, more just deal with them through the amount of net worth they have. I think those types of lineups tend to be very annoying in the late game. Maybe a slight edge.
For kill on a resolution here. They've got the Slark rotating over, so Rezo can't TP away. He's going to get pounce canceled. Yuragi will probably thank Amar for giving him another agility stack.
Yeah, up to 3. Echo Saber online. Having a pretty decent game here. Secret's still up ahead in the cores, but barely by anything. And their heroes are a little clunky. They need to be finding stuff on the map.
That's
this
awkward.
is what they want.
Now they do have the Chen heal. That could be enough to save him from the Orchid. At the same time, Nisha being slowed down. They actually got the silence onto the puck. Looks like Zayat showed up at the right time. BZM barely living. He's going to have to jump to the orb, and he's nearly going to be black. The black is good enough, though. Oh, no. BZM hits the coil. He turns around, Orchids him again, but BZM stays out of sight. The Eidolons can't kill him. Taiga's going to get out as well. Chu, well, he's stuck inside the army here. Puppy's still going for it. He does get Taiga. BZM jumps over the orb, and he TP's out. How did BZM live through that?
Absolutely massive life there from BZM. I have no idea, man. He bottle ticked through the black hole initial damage, and it's enough to keep him alive. This Enigma can't get the Orchid and the Malefice on the backside of that. Just walks it off.
I mean, I almost wonder if it would have been better for the Enigma to just try and right-click the puck. The black hole just did not do enough damage by itself.
I think every pub player in the world felt that escape a little bit.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
BZM sees an opportunity. Pick onto Zayat, perhaps. He does get silenced. Ravage are going to go down with the Skyram Mage ultimate. BZM, he thought maybe he had a free kill, but Secret showing up in force. Resolution not shy about dropping the Ravages.
Yeah, you're not escaping that one. No flashy plays to be made there.
Yep.
Ancient seal his fate. Send him off the map for 20 seconds. This puck is still the lowest net worth core in the game, a product of that early lane. So Secret's still trying to use this advantage for now. And again, Vlad's up on this Tidehunter. He's going to build to scale this game. Ags on the board. Blink at some point. There's not any hard save to this Ravage jump initiation outside of potentially Chen level
Rocky
25.
starts going to town, trying to bring down Resolution, sealing away his stats. The Bedlam's going to do a lot of damage as well. Rezo's done for. They do have the rest of Secret in the neighborhood here. Amar's going to look for an extra kill. Can't quite get in range for the Rupture, though.
OG, think about Roche. They have the Chen, Penitence, all the creeps.
Roshing right in front of Team Secret. I mean, I guess they don't have Black Hole, they don't have Ravage. Terrorize with the coil, they don't want to use it just on an Ogre. They're committing heavily for this 5 position, but Team Secret don't really have any firepower they can throw right back. A buyback immediately from Puppy. He knows they want to be able to go for this. They're going to keep diving. OG, they're going to get a dive back onto Puppy. Is there a response from Secret? No, they're just getting run down underneath the tower. Amar's chasing through on Zayat. Chrysalis at the same time, sticking on top of the Chen. He pops his BKB. He'll kill the 5 position, but he's committed so heavily to go for it that his BKB is going to be wearing out soon. Half health as well. Force back into the hands, into the Centaur stall. Yuragi committing for the kill, and he gets it too. Resolution, the Bedlam damage overwhelming him bit by bit. OG, they wear down Secret, hero after hero. Team Secret, all this big team fight, but it's all on cooldown.
OG just punishing them with the TPs in, getting the number advantage, and Chu making the plays from the grave. Yeah, you killed the Chen, but his army's still alive. Beautiful Hurricane at the end of that fight. The sustain doing wonders for OG versus Secret's limited damage at this point in the game. Puppy just dies twice right off the bat. He's a significant amount of their long-term damage over the course of these early fights with max ignite.
Yeah, and I have to wonder, I mean, they committed twice to kill a 5-position Ogre. Like, where's the rest of the team? What is the response? It's finally here from Crystallis, but it's a kill on a Chen. Who cares? As you said, he's still got his army up, and he makes a big play here with the Hurricane into Sensor
Pull him
Stomp.
into the stun. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, Secret have no Ravage. They have no Black Hole. This is not a fight they wanted to get sucked into. OG dictating the pace of the game, taking it to them first. Now it's going to push them to the next set of items here. Slark top of the leaderboard. He's going for a Shadow Blade, eventual Silver Edge for the break. BCM building into a Yules. Once he has that, he's not going to be as susceptible to this Skywrath burst, and he's going to be very annoying in the fight. At the same time, Amar, the second carry here behind Jiragi, building a BKB of his own. It's going to be a big power spike for OG in the next few minutes here, and one where Secret falter on a single fight, it means Roshan, and suddenly your map control is disappearing to Slark.
Yeah, it's the big downside of these big team fight spells, right? Is the large cooldowns that if you throw them around and you miss, you lose the team fight anyway, well, then you're just powerless to do anything for another 2 minutes, and OG will make big strides in net worth during that time period of time.
I mean, not to mention, Chu is quietly climbing this board, even as Philosopher Stone. He's got full Locket mech. There's a lot of sustain that's coming out for this OG lineup. And again, the damage for Secret, it's kind of based around these 2 big ults right now. Unless Crystallis gets a crazy link, which has just been difficult for him.
It really does make this Tidehunter Enigma look, I mean, they don't have the best damage, to be honest.
No, they don't. It's a lot around the spells right now. A lot around this Skywrath Ogre getting multiple rounds of spells off in the fight.
Yeah.
If Amar is chasing you down and he's BKB'd, if Slark is just shadow pouncing you from the shadows on the back end, it's not that easy to just commit these ults.
Yeah. And we were talking about maybe OG having a hard time putting out the damage with the Wraith Pack coming out from the Tidehunter, but it seems to be the opposite problem. Yuragi does pick up that shard, one of the most value shards, I would say, in the game, the Depth Shroud. So we're going to see him. It could be a good save mechanism against all this AoE team fight. Combine that with the Chen heals, and you may be throwing out some big spells and not do any damage whatsoever.
And he's happy to go in and bait with that sustain behind him.
Yeah.
That's the Shadow Blade idea. He'll go in and start the fight, throw it on his ult, throw down the Depth Shroud. Even if they Black Hole him, even if they Ravage him, he's going to get sustained by the Chen. And of course, classic OG, they have another carry waiting in the wings, right?
Yep.
So you commit these ults on one of them, it's not like you're taking all the damage out of the fight. And that's why these lineups are so hard to team fight into. You have to think about the multiple threats. All 3 of their cores can win the fight over the long term. Pick and choose your spells carefully. It's going to mean a lot here. Again, Secret want this Roshan in this game.
All this big team fight, what are they going to do with it? Are they going to be able to find a big enough opening for them to, as you say, take that Roshan? This smoke play is so important. OG.
They're looking at Amar. They don't have blinks on their cores.
Yeah, how are they going to be able to catch him, though?
You can't.
Like, they don't have a blink stunner, so that BKB should go off all the time.
Now, this is where Secret would ideally like to be forcing the Roshan and make OG come into them. Their lineup just doesn't exactly have the best damage to do it.
Coming in from the side. He's going to do exactly what you were
Just
talking
poking
about.
him.
Just try and poke at them, see if he can force out a reaction. Fakes the Ravage. Resolution, though, does go down on the half health.
Amar getting Malefist here.
Okay, he's going to take a bit of damage. They start committing for him. They drop the Sky on Mage ultimately, but he pops the BKB.
He's just dying.
Crystallis looks to be able to run him down. He's ruptured, but he's going to continue. He gets the kill on Amar, but now he has to stand still. Yuragi's going to go for that kill, and the supports are not close enough. Team Secret cannot save their carry, and now Puppey may be left behind, but they do have the big
Double
boys.
coil snap.
Does double snap there. Nisha and Resolution, they want to be free to walk into this Slark if necessary. Look at this Chen army, though.
Holy
Turns
crap,
it around
the
onto
damage.
Nisha. All these skeletons. Nisha, he pops the BKB for fear of going down to a Chen army. Chu's living through it all.
He's
He
just getting
BKB
out.
teleports out. Chu is still alive. The supports got run down. Resolution may have a hard time getting away as well. Yuragi's going to catch up to him. Are they going to dive for this tower? They see him with the orb. They're going to go for it. They've got the pounce up in a second. A Yule Scepter into the pounce. Resolution. Well, he's not going to drop the Ravage. Probably wouldn't even save him. Yuragi picks up the triple kill. Look at that 81 agility. Your Agi is now my Agi.
Thinking about the tier 1, maybe even the Roche. The one thing is Secret didn't use their big team fights ults. That's the saving grace, but goddamn this Chen army, man.
Look at it, there's so many skeletons.
I mean, he was just killing Enigma.
Yeah, I mean, the skeletons are hitting as much as the hero does. They're hitting for like 67 damage or something.
Chu, the Necromancer. honestly, he's destroying these fights. The sustain prolonging the Razor chase, the heals, the frost armor on all their heroes not even going down, the damage output from these skeletons.
Yeah, he's got the magic aura as well from the small centaur.
He's got it all.
15% magic resistance. Just a free cloak to everybody.
Secret, they still have their ultimates here. They want to use them. They just don't have the blink daggers yet. It's so hard.
And every single time they stumble, they're falling farther and farther behind. It may get to a point that OG has such a big net worth lead that it doesn't matter that you've got those big team fights.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Secret try and force this Roshan. It is half HP, and it's the best way to make OG come into their spells.
OG, though, they do have a good amount of poke, so Secret has to be careful about that.
They also have Terrorize.
Yeah, they do not want to get caught in a bad Terrorize Rupture combination with the coil on top. Resolution's a little bit low. Yuragi trying to force some things.
This looks similar to last game.
It is. It's looking kind of awkward, a bit of deja vu. Team Secret. This time around, can they make the Roshan fight work for them? They're committing for it. Chrysalis is going for it right now, but he wants to jump out.
Very awkward standoff here. The Wraith Pack just times out.
Yuragi, he may just go for it himself. He's going to force Chrysalis into the pit. A little hit. Resolution, gonna get stunned up here. Terrorize, being threatened. They do have the Rupture. BKB immediately goes out from Chrysalis. Puppy, he's gonna put himself right in the front line. The Ravage going down. They all get away. Nobody getting hit by that one. OG, they now just have to watch out for the black hole from Nisha. He's gonna turn around and go through it onto the Slark, but he's already in biz. He's not taking any damage. He's turn around and just rip through the Enigma. Chrysalis, he's gonna get stopped by the Curse Crown as well. The last man standing will be the last man to fall. Team Secret as they get wiped again. OG, Kings of the Pit will not be denied. This 2-0 against Secret. They have built up a 12,000 net worth lead. They are just out fighting Secret again and again.
Immaculate positioning, flanking coming from BSM on the backside of that fight, takes Skyrath out completely. The Ravage gets forced, they all kite it. Nisha in the middle of them, BKB'd with nothing to black hole. And of course, the Chen Aura is just going to work the whole time. Flats, Locket, Mech, Frost Armor.
I mean, this is just great stuff. They force out the BKB. They turn on a dime. They see the Ravage coming. They're already out. They had the BKB. They had the Shatter Dance going too. And Nisha then forced a black hole. The Slark, you were saying, yo, that's what Yuragi's going to do every time. He's going to get on top of this Enigma and force him to use the black hole.
Yeah, he's happy to tank it up. I mean, if Chen's staying alive, if Willow's alive, two carries for OG.
Getting more and more awkward. It looks like Nisha's going to be run down underneath the tier 2. Yuragi now, after that kill, has an Aghanim Scepter on the way, plus another 1,000 gold. The Aegis to be able to work with. This guy's going to be fearless. He's going to run down anybody and everybody. They're going to try and go for the kill on a BCM. The silence does go out, but he's got the self-fuel scepter. He's going to be able to take that off. Chrysalis has to just stand here with the Rupture on him. Nothing he can do.
Too many carries for him to handle.
Here comes the Beyond Godlike. Yuragi running down here after hero. GG's Paul, that's it. OG, leaving no question. They are the ones deserving to go to the grand finals against Aster. They are the best chance to take down the most dominant team here in ESL 1 Malaysia.
Perfection out of this Chen lineup, pushing them into that grand final. Their lower bracket run from this team, they just cannot be stopped once they have the momentum. Solidifying themselves as one of the best teams in the world for sure. Potentially at this tournament.
I mean, Team Secret, they went through. I mean, this is a revitalized Team Secret that looked to be in pretty good shape as they head into the TI qualifiers, and OG made them look like chumps.
I mean, this second game wasn't even close, man. This Chen, they just played around this hero absolutely perfectly. They got all the auras, they stalled out the game, get to his timings. This Enigma pick had a lot of momentum, had a lot of lane advantage, fast working on the board. Secret just can't use these spells. They can't find an opening. They get split pushed on the map. OG gets their first round of items. The fight collapses. That Roche pit, that sealed their fate in both games, man. They could not get anything going around that Roshan.
You said it. Perfection. OG's play top notch here in game 2. And they are in very good form heading into this grand finals. It's going to be a real treat to be able to watch them against Aster. But Team Secret, top 3 ESL 1 Malaysia. until they met up against OG. It was not a bad performance by them, and they seem to be in pretty good shape for TI qualifiers, so hopefully we're going to see a lot more of them. But now it's just OG and Aster. That's what we're going to be waiting for, the big best of 5 grand finals. But before we get to that, give it up. We've got Avo on stage with OG.
Thank you, Cap. We're here with Tiger from OG. Tiger, congratulations for your win. Fantastic job in those games, but I gotta ask, in this tournament, you've had to adapt to a new position, that kind of new support, 4.5, How is that process for you guys, every tournament having to adapt?
I mean, this tournament, it was easier to adapt, I suppose. We had Seb as standing, amazing player, amazing offlane. I was position 5. I love Seb. I miss him a lot. But I also love Shu. Honestly, I'm just so proud of my team.
Since you speak about Seb, lovely Seb, I know he's a very talkative player in the games, right? I know Misha's also very talkative. Who's the voice now in the team? Who's the one that's making every call? Who's the one that's talking all the time?
I think everyone is talking actually a lot, but I think Space has been showing a lot in communication together with Amar. Everyone is stepping up in communication, especially when you don't have your captain here. So I think it's good. I think we learned a lot from Seb when he was playing with us, and we're bringing us into this tournament.
Finally, Taiga, I know that you are one of the teams that gets a big crowd buff. How has the SEA crowd been treating you? How have you liked these cheers?
Honestly, I think OG, the C crowd and OG crowd supporters are the best ever, honestly.
There you have it, C. You're the best crowd ever. We're gonna go to break, but give me one last roar for OG. One good chant. There you go. Now we'll take it away with a small break and come back very, very soon.
Do you want to play like a pro and gain that sweet MMR? Watch the DHL Pro Tips to improve your gameplay. Then test your knowledge to win a €250 Steam gift card. Become a pro by visiting esl.gg/DHL Pro Tips.
A few moments later.
तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
रुको जरा।
खत्म। बाय बाय, टाटा, गुड बाय, गया।
Run. A few moments later.
Ready.
As the arrow flies. Ninja. Attack.
Yeah. A few moments later.
I run like the wind. Attack!
डिफ्यूजल अरे वाह
You can do it! You can do it!
You can do anything! Anything's possible! The world is yours! The scalding cold.
Happy birthday daw, Joseph. Who is Joseph, man? Come, guys, help me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
बाद में बच्चा
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, turns to sun rays.